Welcome guys, and welcome to one of my 13 days of Halloween videos. Today I'm going to be working on a Tim Holtz vignette box. I have not done one of these before or tried working with a vignette box, so this is going to be trial and error together and we'll see how it goes. My inspiration for this box came from the new Tim Holtz Idea-ology Halloween quote chips. I had kind of dumped them on my table and was trying to figure out what I wanted to make for the video. And this one, Till Death Do Us Part, came up. And that popped ahead in my idea to do a vignette box with one of the Ancestor paper dolls, the married couple. And just kind of make a fun little creepy Halloween vignette box. So to get started, we're going to need to decorate the box. And I thought it would be cool. I like the wood tone, but I want to age it a bit, so I want to go ahead and use the Distress Resist spray, and I'm going to use one of my stencils with that. This is the Tim Holtz Gothic collection, and so I'm going to spritz this around all the sides and then we'll go over it with some Distress Oxide and see how it turns out. So let me go ahead, I'm going to clear a little spot on here and get down my box that I used, and I'm going to zoom back out just so you guys can see in the box. I do have my container of water on standby. And this box is a little tall. Let me see if I can get the light in here for you. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my box in here. I'm going to get my stencil set up on top. And then I'm going to prime this guy, and this one is coming out in a stream, so I have a new one I'm gonna grab because I want it to be a mist. Alright, I'm back and I've got a brand new one, so let's see if that mist's a little better for me. I'm gonna go ahead and prime it. There we go. And let's see. I'm going to lift that up, give that a second to set while I work on the top. Oop. I'm going to turn this sideways so it sits in the box better. Now I'm hoping that side isn't too tacky still. It's a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I know I'm going to get this all over me, is I'm going to do this. And I'll be tacky for a few days, but you know. I'm just going to spray carefully. Try not to get too much on me. Alright. I'm going to get this in the water. This may run a little, but that's okay. It'll give us kind of a spooky background. Got my stencil soaking over here. Now I'm not going to do the bottom since this is going to be standing, and I'm not going to do the back since you won't really see it. I want to get this heat dried, and I am just going to take a baby wipe and wipe off the nozzle of my Distress spray. Just to kind of keep it working well. There we go, a little maintenance. Get you guys zoomed back in. Alright. To get this dried. So right now it's kind of a milky color, but once it's dry, you can already see in the light we're getting that pattern of the wallpaper. Okay, while I'm letting this dry some more, I have this piece of scrapbook paper that has a bit of a little circular pattern on it that I have cut out to about, let's see, 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. I measured to put inside here. But as with anything that's going in this box, it needs a little grunging up. It needs a little speckling. So I'm going to move some of my items out of the way. I'm going to get out my black soot, Distress Oxide, and I just want to go around the corners a little bit. And I gotta tell you, working on this mat really makes all the difference when I'm trying to grunge things up a bit. The paper, it just moves so nicely on it. So smooth. Just gotta grunge that up a little bit. Just put a few lines. There we go. I may missed it just a tiny bit. But it's not watercolor paper, so I don't want to do it too much. Just get it reacting a little. Dry it a little bit. And we get a great speckling. Look at that. Just makes it really, really cool. I want to make sure that's good and dry. Yep. I'm trying to think if I want some splatters on here too, since this is going to be the background of the box. I think I want a few splatters, but I think what I'm going to do is I need a little bit of, do I want to use my black shimmer spray? If I do that, it may splatter. I'm not going to get the drip effect I want. So I'm going to take a little bit of just plain black acrylic, Americana. A water bottle good, and there we go. Get that wet. I'm going to get my box back out for a minute. Or, so we can't see that well, I'm going to grab out my tray real quick that I normally use for my alcohol inks, just to help keep the splatter from getting everywhere. Okay. And I just want to get a little bit of splatter on here. Maybe a few. There we go. And that's it. Just add a little something to the background here. There you go, guys. And that tray I just got at a yard sale, so it's perfect for my craft room. I'm gonna get this dried. And there we go, our background is all set. Okay, I'm going to set that aside now because hopefully this should be dry. And we can see in the light the texture. So I'm going to try to just take my black soot and I'm going to try seeing what it does with the Distress Oxide, because this is wood. So I don't know how the green's going to grab or what it's going to end up looking like, but we are going to give it a shot. I just want to darken it. And you can kind of see the pattern emerging. It's very subtle. There you go. So I think it's just going to need some layers. To really get in the grooves of the wood. And it's just a very faint pattern. See that? Let me Go over the top here. So there's a hint of something, but you're not quite sure what it is. But I am liking the look it's giving it, just a little bit of texture. I may go in and add some of my burgundy, my aged mahogany distress oxide, to see if I can bring it out a little more. But I think because of the wood texture, it's not, if I had gone with paint, it might have been a little different, but it still gives it a cool, oh, I'm sorry. Just noticed that wasn't focusing. There you go. Would you guys be able to see that? It's just a hint that there's something there. I'm going to go ahead and blacken the front of the box. And then I'm going to try to get the base here a little bit. Just try to get in there. I might have to use a sponge. Just darken the inside a little bit. Go. And like I said, I'm leaving the bottom pretty much alone because it'll be freestanding. Now I do want to see if I can get that texture to show up a little bit more. So I am going to go ahead and grab my aged mahogany. And all that's doing is just adding the burgundy on there. It's not really showing the pattern. There's still the hint of the pattern, but it's just kind of lightening the black a bit. So there you go. When the light hits it, you can kind of see it. So that just gives it a cool little look. Trying to get the camera to stay focused while I do this. I'm just going to run it up and down here to put a little bit of that mahogany. Now, because I use the Distress Oxide and I don't want it to run, I'm getting out a fresh dabber that I've not used. And I'm getting out my Distress Micro Glaze to seal it so that it doesn't run. So you just dip it and twirl it and then just run it over the top. And a little bit goes a long way. Since I used the micro glaze on here, I'm going to do the same across the front to seal it, and a little bit on the inside. Like that. I'm going to give it a minute to dry. I'm just going to take a paper towel and I'm going to lightly buff it. And now you can really see where the black went in and it made the stencil marks. I'm going to go ahead and buff this. And this side it just gave it a real cool, funky, worn look. I'm loving it the more I add. There we go. Trying to get that sealed. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and add my background. Alright, now the fun part, getting it in without it having any issues. Oh, and it sticks to me. There we go. And now it's starting to come together. Check that out. I do want to try to go in just a little bit with a cosmetic sponge. Since I can't get my fingers in the back there very well, I want to still take my black soot and just kind of go in the corners and help get rid of some of that light wood we're seeing without messing up too much of what we were already putting on the background. There we go. Now, to see what I want to add on the background as a decoration, I have this cool little creepy, you can see, there we go. She goes to skeleton mode that I think I'm going to put in the corner here, and to put her in, I'm going to use foam dots because I want this to be dimensional. So we are going to get her set right there, just like that. And then let's see if I have any little Halloween quotes I want to add in here as well. Just looking for nothing too super obvious. I'm just going to sort through these guys, grab what I'm looking for, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I have a few little bits pulled out. I need to kind of assess where I'm going to be putting. I think these guys are going to sit on the outside, so it'll look like that. And you'll have her in the background. Given that these are going to be sitting kind of on the outside here, whatever I put in, that is going to be too big. I think I'm going to put the tincture one there. And a warning maybe habit forming there. So I do want to just go around the edges with these, and I'm going to use the aged mahogany to blend them in a little bit, and I need to grab my dabber. I'm getting really excited, guys. This is a fun way to make little Halloween treats for your home. Just gonna and I don't need those to be dimensional, so I'm going to use my flat tape on those. And I just lost the end. It's just, I'm having one of those days, guys. There we go. All I need is a little bit on the back. There we go. So we're going to put the tincture of iodine in here on a little bit of an angle, just like that. And then we're going to put a warning, maybe have it forming. Just kind of build up our layers on this side. Now, what else I need to add in here, and I'm going to get these out of the way because I'm not going to be using those. Alright, so I'm going to get out my glue stick. And I'm going to grab just a little bit. I got this at Hobby Lobby, a moss collection. So I just want a few little fun, creepy bits for the bottom. Nothing too thick. So I'm just gonna get some glue on here, like that. I'm sorry if it's a bit dark, guys. And then I'm just gonna shred a little bit of this and just kind of stuff it in the bottom and get it into the glue. Just like that. Make sure I'm getting plenty of glue in there and just keep shredding it because I don't want it to be too fluffy. And of course it's getting all over my fingers. So you guys can see how I'm building that up. There we go. Just to give it a little extra something. Put this moss away. Need to get my spot cleaned up. While I let the moss dry for a minute. There we go. More glue in my back corner to really hold this down. There you go. Now you guys can kind of see what I'm working with here. So I just keep adding more glue. And there we go. I want to heat set that. And here, I want you guys to see what we've got so far. So we've got the stenciling on the side. We've got the splattered background. We've got the little cameo, the vignette. And we've got the moss drying. Okay, now from the Tim Holtz Idea-ology line, and the moss isn't quite dry yet, I found these at Hobby Lobby. They are Apothecary Vials. So they're all these really great little amber vials with corks, and they came with stickers that you can put on them that match what was in the Idea-ology Halloween pack. So I'm going to also add one of those in here, like that. I'm thinking I might grab one of the smaller ones. Just trying to decide what size will look best in here, which is why I kind of want this to stay a little flat because I need to put it on there. So I think I'm going to go with this brown one here. And I need to put a label on it. So let's see. I think I'm going to use one. It's called Weber and Judd Company Pharmacy. Or actually, maybe I'll use one of the bigger ones. Yeah, I'm just going to use one of these guys. Get that on there. And now, that is still drying. And that's going to take a little while to dry. So I'm going to get out my hot glue gun because I don't have any of the medium for gluing the glass. So I thought I'm going to let my hot glue gun heat up. So what will end up being is we will have all of our warnings in the little apothecary bottle. We will have our bride and groom here. Or actually, I wonder if I should have set them back a little bit. And then put the bottle in front of them like that. But now we may be getting too much. I think, oh, I may angle them. There we go, guys. I figured it out. I'm going to angle them in here. So it's like that with the bottle. And then across the top, we will have our Till Death Do Us Part. So let me go ahead and get, I'm waiting for the glue gun. So let me see. I'm going to do it that way. I want the guy on the outside and the girl on the inside. I'm trying to think how best to attach them. I think I'm going to take some of my adhesive while I'm waiting on the heat gun and kind of stick it so it goes and it wraps. And take the tape off. This is trial and error, guys. My first time making one of these. I have a couple more that I can use in this set. I may save some for Christmas, but I might do a few more. Alright, the tape is not wanting to come off for me on this one. So I may end up having to glue these guys on as well. Them to be right there. Alright, my hot glue gun is starting to work, so I think I'm going to try and do a little bit of glue on here like this to get these guys stuck down without burning my fingers. We'll see how that goes. There we go. And then I'll clean off all the little wisps later on. But that puts them in there, and I like how she's standing in the moss a bit. I just want her dress out a tiny bit. And then I'm going to load this up with some hot glue. And I'm going to put a little in the back. And then real quick, I'm going to get my bottle in here. Just like that, guys. What do you think? I should have done a little bit of edging around them in burgundy to start with, but I think I'm really loving this. Alright, so last but not least, I am going to edge this with the burgundy. I keep calling it burgundy, but it is aged mahogany, but it looks like burgundy to me. And I'm just going to put a little over the white. And now I'm thinking what I might do is just put it on the top. Because I feel like if I put it here, well, that could still work. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use a little hot glue right here. And a little hot glue right here. And I'm going to get this on here like that. And when it dries, I will get all the little strings off. But there we go, guys. My first Tim Holtz vignette box. I will be sure to cover that with black. I'm going to, since the white shows, I'm going to make that black as well. But there we go. My first vignette box for Halloween. And the fun part is, I'm not keeping this for myself, guys. So if you like this, if you love this piece, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually list it in my Etsy shop, and I'll post a link below, and I will make sure that I do not make it active in my Etsy shop until the day this video goes live, and then from that it's first come first serve because this is a custom piece and I won't be making another one identical to this. So just be sure to check out my Etsy shop to see if it's still available, if you like it and if you want it for your home. And I forgot to tell you that this vignette box is only 4 3/4 inch by 3 inches. So it's a little guy. So I hope you like this video. This was fun. This is outside the box for me. I've not done a mixed media piece like this before. I've been a mixed media canvas artist for a long time. I'm into art journaling, and now I'm venturing into this world of Tim Holtz Idea-ology, and I'm loving it because it's spooky and spectacular. So thanks so much for stopping by, guys. Go ahead, get out your Idea-ology bits, have some fun with them, and have a spectacular season, Halloween season.